Hi guys. It's taken me a little bit longer to get to part 2 than I'd have liked, but I've been trying to play around with sound effects and music to, I guess, give it a bit more feeling and get into the story a bit more. I have worked out sound effects, but music I haven't got worked out yet. Could be because I'm recording this on my phone. I'm not sure, but I'll just play some in the background to kind of set the mood, I guess, a little bit more. And I did it again and called it a story, which I apologise for. Hopefully when I get a bit more used to everything, I will stop doing that. Anyway, let's get into part 2 of the Kayleigh Haywood murder. On November 17th, 2015, there was another major breakthrough in the case. Beadman's family told police he had a lockup, or what we might know as a storage locker. Police quickly established that Beadman had visited there on the Sunday afternoon. CCTV footage showed police that Stephen Beadman arrived at around 2 on the Sunday afternoon. In his van, he drove into the yard. He drove right up onto his own storage locker and he just sat there. Tom Wagstaff, the storage facility owner, said he was woken by a phone call at about 3 a.m. from a mobile phone, which he immediately just hung up on, assuming it was, well, I didn't know who it was, but it's the wrong time to call. And they immediately called again, so that time he answered it. And they said, "We need to get into your storage yard now." He said, "Well, we don't open for another few hours." They said, "It's the police and we think there is a girl in one of your containers." When the police went to the storage facility at first, they didn't find much because Beadman's lockup was very clean. However, the search officers went wider than just the storage locker, looking at searching the whole area, and just outside of the entrance gate, there is a skip bin. And within that skip bin, on top of a load of bags of rubbish, was a handbag and an item of clothing, a cardigan. Photographs of these items were sent to Stephen Haywood, who confirmed that the items belonged to Kayleigh. Police made door-to-door inquiries in Harlow and Beadman's neighbourhood. They found a number of witnesses who heard something significant. Witnesses in the block adjoining Harlow's house and in nearby streets. Ear witnesses, as they were known, had heard sounds of crashing about, of screaming and shouting at significant times throughout the evening. Somebody living very close by saw what he thought was an off-duty police officer pinning someone to the ground near Sense Valley Park. Then the man thought, "Oh no, it's two lovers having a tiff," because he then sees the man help the girl up. The man described what she is wearing, what he thinks is a very short skirt and bare legs, but in fact it was a long t-shirt. He sees the two walk off together. He thinks lovers spat, they've made up and now they're off together. Police continue to question Beadman about Kayleigh's disappearance. Evidence was put to him of a witness at about 3:30 in the morning that saw a man pinning a young girl down on a path just near Sense Valley Park. Sorry, that's my dog going mad at somebody. Shh. And it was put to him early on that it was him and Kayleigh, which Beadman denied. When Beadman was questioned about his injuries, he told police he had fell while working outdoors. In doing so, he disclosed a significant location. Police went to this location and found a bonfire ready to go, all stacked up but not yet, which I couldn't actually find out where said location was, unfortunately. Anyway, underneath the bonfire, amongst all of the other things that were on it, was a bin liner. a quick visual inspection of this bin liner and you could see that there was clothing in there. It looked like it matched clothing that Stephen Beadman had been seen wearing on CCTV footage. The clothing was sent off for forensic examination, and the blood on the clothing was the blood of Kayleigh Haywood. On the 18th of November 2015, investigations changed. Police began treating her disappearance as a murder inquiry. Police arrested 27-year-old Luke Harlow and 28-year-old Stephen Beadman on suspicion of the murder of 15-year-old Kayleigh Haywood. That evening, Stephen Beadman finally began to talk about what had really happened that night. I have some parts of the police interview with Stephen Beadman. I don't have a recording, however I have it written. I have an article or something written down, not an article. Police, are you having to control her by holding her, or is she walking independently? Beadman, by this point she is walking independently. Police, but up until that point? Beadman, no. Police, and how are you managing to control her? Beadman, just pulling her hands. Police, by her hand? Beadman, yes. Police, alright, okay. Are you using anything else? Beadman, no. Police, is it just your presence? Are there any weapons? Beadman, no weapons, nothing. Police, okay. After 3 to 4 days of interviews and denying any knowledge of Kayleigh's whereabouts, Stephen Beadman finally admitted that he had in fact murdered Kayleigh Haywood. And he also gave an indication of roughly where he thought he had left Kayleigh. He did so by pinpointing that on a map. Okay, so I am going to leave part 2 there, otherwise part 3 is going to be really short. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.